Ciao my friends, welcome to the Green Olive Cooking Channel. This is where I teach you easy recipes for everyday cooking. And if you're tired of the heavy comfort foods that you've been eating and you're ready to lighten up your meals, I'm going to share with you how to make this wonderful, fresh, colorful, spring-inspired pasta dish that only takes one pot, and it's super simple to make. And don't forget to stick to the end of this video because I'm going to share with you some nutritional information about our star ingredient. So let me show you how simple this is to put together. Pronto? Allora andiamo a cucinare. To start, we want a deep sauté pan. I'm going to add a pound of fettuccine pasta in here. And we want to put it on medium. And we're going to add our water to this. And to that, we want to add about 2 teaspoons of salt. And I'm just going to mix this up with my tongs just so that the water starts to warm up and the pasta starts to become soft. At this point, we can actually get our vegetables ready, and we don't have to rush to get our vegetables in here because we're going to cut them thin, so they're going to cook pretty quickly. So we're starting with our zucchini, and I have a vegetable peeler, and so we want to make some ribbons. So we just want to cut alongside like this and try to make nice, wide, long ribbons. And you want to do that with 2 of your zucchini. And just set them aside once you have all the ribbons cut. Next, we're going to take our carrot, and we are going to, just 1 carrot, we're also going to use our vegetable peeler and make ribbons out of our carrot as well. So just cut the ribbons and set those aside. So now our onion, I like to use the purple onion because it's nice and colorful. I'm just going to cut those in very thin slices. You could use a mandolin if you had one for this, or you could just do it by hand. That would be fine. And your onion, we're actually going to throw that in right now so that can start to saute with the pasta, the fettuccine. We're also going to chop up some garlic. I like garlic, so I'm going to use 3 cloves. You could use 4 cloves, you could use 2 cloves, whatever you'd like, but I like 3. And we're going to also add that to our pasta and just give it a toss. Get it all well incorporated. And so the nice thing about doing a dish like this is this pasta water is going to absorb and it's going to get very starchy and thick, and that's going to help build our sauce. And it's very flavorful when you do it this way. So when it comes to the asparagus, there's a couple different parts here. There's usually a tougher end, then a tender, and then even a more tender with the tips. The best way to separate the tough end from the rest is you just hold it and then just snap. And where it snaps, you know that this is the tough end where you don't want, and this is the one you want to cook. And what you can do with these is you can put them in your freezer bag, and when you make stock, just make vegetable stock with it. So we are going to just go through here and just separate. Now with my asparagus, I just want to take a few at a time and just give it a dice on the bias, and I like the way that looks. I'm just going to set those aside. Now after this has been cooking for about 7 minutes, then I like to throw in the other vegetables. So I'm going to add my asparagus now. I'm going to add the carrots, and I'm going to add the zucchini. And we just kind of want to give that a toss, get all that incorporated. Still leaving most of the vegetables on top. And then we also want to throw in our tomatoes. And it's about a pint of tomatoes. And at this point, I'm just going to put the lid on this, and we're going to let it finish cooking until the pasta is all cooked. Now while I'm waiting for the pasta to finish cooking, I'm going to get the rest of my ingredients ready. So I do have a lemon that I've picked off my tree. I'm going to take the zest off of this because I'm going to add it once the dish is ready. It's just going to enhance and give more of a lemon flavor, but I do want to squeeze this juice in there as well. And it's much easier to zest your lemon before you squeeze the juice. And if you didn't know this, you could literally take all the lemons from your tree, wash them up, put them in a freezer bag, and put them in the freezer. And whenever you need lemons in the winter months or when your lemon tree isn't producing, you can just take it right out of the freezer and just zest your lemons, and you can even zest the pith. Usually the pith is bitter, but for some reason when you freeze it, it doesn't get like that. So you could actually zest the lemon, the pith, and the lemon juice frozen, and it works perfect. All right, we'll set that aside. Cut that and get that ready. So I've got some fresh basil here. I'm just stacking the basil leaves one on top of one another, and I'm going to just finely slice the basil. This is called chiffonade. And anytime you want to make your dish flavorful and fresh, if you can use fresh herbs, that is like the best. I use fresh herbs and lemon in a lot of my dishes, and it just really brings it to the next level. So, okay, we've got that sliced and that is good to go. And so now all we're waiting for is for our pasta to finish cooking till it's al dente, and then we're gonna add the final ingredients to it. Okay, so now the pasta is cooked. I'm going to turn off the heat. I'm just going to mix everything up. You can see how lovely everything is well cooked. The vegetables are not mushy or anything like that, which is perfect. There is still some liquid in here, but that's good because the pasta will still continue to absorb it. So now we need to finish our sauce. So to do that, I like to add a tablespoon of butter, just because it gives a little bit of creaminess to the dish, but you don't have to. You could add olive oil if you wanted to instead of butter, but I like butter, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna add about, I think this was probably about 4 leaves of the chiffonade basil. I have some frozen peas, and I can just add them at this point because this is hot enough, it will thaw the peas out. And now we wanna add our lemon juice. First, we want to add that lemon zest that we had also. Want to give that a good toss so that'll help those peas thaw out. Now, if you were using garden fresh peas, you could probably throw them in about the same time as the vegetables, but because they're already cooked and they're petite and frozen, they really don't need much time at all. Now, the other thing we're going to do to add to this sauce is add some Parmesan cheese. So I'm just gonna grate some Parmesan cheese in here. I'm probably gonna grate about a quarter to a half a cup. And I'm also gonna add some fresh grated pepper as well. And we just wanna continue tossing this until everything is coated and even. Again, if you're worried about the little extra water in here, don't worry about it. It will absorb with the pasta. Now your pasta should be seasoned with enough salt because we did season it in the beginning with the water, but if for some reason you feel like you need some more, go ahead and add some more salt to that. And so now we're just going to plate this. You want to make sure you get all those beautiful vegetables on top. And this is so colorful. The other thing we can do is we can cut a few wedges of lemon and just kind of add that as a garnish to the dish. And of course we can finish with some Parmesan cheese. Never have too much Parmesan cheese. There we go. And there we have our beautiful springtime summer pasta dish. I hope you guys give this one a try. You're gonna love it. I'd love to hear in the comments below what you think. And until next time, ciao, ci vediamo dopo. So here's the nutritional information about this vitamin and mineral packed vegetable, zucchini. It is part of the squash family. It is a low carb, high moisture vegetable. Well, technically it is a fruit botanically because the seeds are on the inside, but we do consider it a vegetable. But it is botanically a fruit, like I said. It's very high in vitamin C and A. Now, the difference between the two vitamins is that if you eat this raw, it's very high in vitamin A. But if you eat it cooked, it's very high in vitamin C. And so vitamin C helps keep your immune system healthy. It helps with your vision. And there's a lot of it also helps with B6. There's also the B6 in there, which is also good for your blood glucose level. The other thing about the zucchini is it's very versatile. You can use it in a number of different types of dishes, whether savory or sweet. You could use it sweet in pancakes or breads or muffins, but you can also use it savory. You can make it in a stew and make more of a ratatouille type dish, or you could use it in soup. It's wonderful to add a lot of vegetables in soup, so it goes well in soup. You could also slice them in half and clean the center out and stuff them. You could stuff them with lentils, you could stuff them with rice. There's all kinds of things that you can stuff these with. So they could be a side dish or they could be a main dish, just depending on how you want to prepare these. You could even spiralize them, that's a popular one. And if you wanted to do a low carb pasta, you could substitute this for spaghetti. A lot of people do that as well. So there's a lot of benefits to zucchini. So if you haven't tried it or you've only tried it one way, try different types of way because it is so versatile. I think you will actually love this fruit. You will probably start to grow it or buy it because there are so many different things you can do with it. So I hope you've enjoyed this little nutritional segment.